2 weeks later, she conducted a validated memory interview, and this part of the study had been done before. Researchers, including our own group, had looked at what children remembered their pain to be 2 weeks after a procedure and compared it to initial pain ratings provided the day of, and found that in general kids are pretty accurate when they're recalling their own pain, but that there's a group of children who are more likely to negatively exaggerate their painful experience or recall painful experience, and then it's children who are generally quite anxious who are more likely to do this. But what Melanie did was replicate that part of the methodology, but extend it by having children come back and do the cold presser again, so that she could look at the, examine or study the relationship between what children remember about their pain and then their relationship with subsequent pain. So in this regression sort of bar graph, you can see that what she found was that pain memories, so what children remembered their pain to be, were a better predictor of subsequent pain than what their initial pain had actually been. Applying a mediational analysis, Melanie also found that it was pain memories that fully mediated the relationship between initial and subsequent pain reporting. In other words, it was sort of the children's pain memories were the mechanism through which their pain ratings were related from time 1 to time 2. So I've given you some highlights of some of the original research studies that we've done, and we certainly are extending our work right now to study children of parents who have chronic pain, who are both at risk biologically as well as from a social learning standpoint for experiencing pain themselves. But I'll just quickly give you some highlights from some of our synthesis work and then tell you a little bit about our impact work to conclude. So as a psychologist, there's lots of different interventions that we use to study pain in children. These include things like distraction, relaxation, reinforcement. And for the last 10 years, my research team has taken the lead in summarizing the state of the evidence, supporting the efficacy of psychological interventions for procedure pain management in children. This is a systematic review that was led by a PhD student in my lab, Lindsay, and we just published the update in October of last year. We have included 39 trials with over 3,000 participants and report large effect sizes for distraction and hypnosis for pediatric pain relief. In general, the quality of trials in the area is very poor, and there's very little evidence available on a variety of other types of psychological interventions that are commonly used in practice. This work also led me to become involved in the Help Eliminate Pain in Kids group led by Anna Taddeo out of the University of Toronto. She's been focused for the last 6 or 7 years on summarizing evidence for various types of interventions for vaccine pain management in children, and we published a series of systematic reviews and a clinical practice guideline in the Canadian Medical Association Journal. Our guideline identified a number of evidence-based pharmacological, physical, and psychological strategies that parents and health professionals can use for pain management related to vaccines. Unfortunately, despite the availability of all of these interventions, we know that fewer than 5% of children receive any kind of pain management intervention for vaccine. We've been trying to spread the word. We've had quite a few media stories about our clinical practice guideline and have also contributed a lot of other systematic reviews in related areas. And that really leads me, given that we've done all this great work and still kids aren't getting access to the pain care they deserve, either for acute pain, I mentioned the fewer than 5% statistic for vaccine pain management. Children with chronic pain, there are studies that have shown that fewer than 3% of children with chronic pain will have access to the kind of specialized chronic pain management that they need. So what are we doing around impact? Well, an event that sort of had a critical impact on me was my participation in something called the Mayday Pain and Society Fellowship Program 2 years ago. This is a fellowship program designed to train pain scientists and clinicians to be better advocates for the problem of pain. And it's also been, I guess, my experience as a mother over the last 9 years that has truly brought me to the front lines of pain management. And this quote says, "Well, we try to teach our children all about life. Our children teach us what life is all about." Because indeed, my children have had their fair share of interaction with the medical system over the last 9 years through emergency department visits, surgeries, hospitalizations. And there have been times where even I, a pain management expert, and my husband, who happens to be an anesthesiologist, have had a hard time making sure that our kids get good quality evidence-based pain care. And that left me very worried, because I think if we have a hard time making sure our kids get good pain care, where does that leave every other child whose parent assumes that everything possible is already being done for their children in pain? So as part of my fellowship, my platform was, I want to reach parents directly about children's pain. Yes, it's important that we address pain management at the systems level and to health professionals, but I think that no one will advocate more strongly for a child than their parent. And there's simply so much we know in children's pain that parents have not a clue about. And if we could just get them interested, get them asking questions, there is evidence that patient engagement and the asking of simple questions by patients is often sufficient to prompt healthcare provider behavior change as well. And over the last year, I've become particularly interested in using social media to reach parents. 86% of mothers who are online go online every day for information about their children. And Canadian mothers are the most socially engaged demographic online of any other user group in Canada. These type of social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook are growing day by day in their, followers and also their utility. And I think they're really underutilized as a way of disseminating evidence-based information. So last year, I applied for a grant for a knowledge sharing award from our Provincial Health Research Funding Agency to develop a fun 2-minute YouTube video for children, essentially taking 20 years of research and condensing it into a 2-minute video, because people don't watch YouTube videos for more than 2.5 minutes. And we needed to make it something fun and entertaining that parents would share. And we academics are not very good at doing that. So I worked with a communications company that took all the core content and helped me to develop this video, and I'll just show it to you briefly.
Everyone today. You're going to get some needles today, young lady.
Yeah, we are. Thanks.
Stop! You know, Mom, it doesn't really have to be this way. I know you're afraid of needles, but I don't have to be. You can distract me with some fun games and get me to take a few deep breaths and play blindfolded. You can even put a special cream on me so the needle won't hurt so much. This could all be a lot easier. Do you use topical headaches to help? Do the swing games or the sing a song? Do the chord me to take some deep breaths and play with me lullaby. Don't tell me it's gonna be okay. Don't tell me it'll be all a fan. That can make me say what? It's better to take my mind off. Money for the young tell me, come here, Bubba, please.
This has been really helpful for me. Please share this with your friends.
Remember, distract, take deep breaths, use topical anesthetics, and don't say, it'll be okay, or it'll be over soon. To learn more, visit our website.
So that was the video, and we were really excited about the response it had. We had, I think, 26,000 views in the first 2 weeks. We were invited to contribute blogs on various online forums. It was picked up by our sort of local and national media as well. And we had a summer student this summer join us and do an evaluation of the video. And to date, it's been viewed, I think, over 41,000 times in 111 different countries, the majority being Canada and the United States, although lots of other representation